want it to face this way. Come on here, baby. We're back at it. This is Kevin, my man Juice, my man Q. I got my man Isaac and Robert up in the house. I'm gonna introduce them real quick now, but before we do that, remember, we're at the Catalyst on the side of Santon, or shall we say in the heart of Santon?
Or in the rib.
Or in the rib of Santon. Greater Valley, man, if you want to come check it out, it's a lovely, lovely little place. 100 Pretoria Road in Greater Valley, Santon. That's where we're at. The new home of the premier basketball show, The Break. But before we go anywhere, let me introduce you to our distinguished guests. I got my man Robert. He is the GM of the Catalyst. So the next time you come around here and you talk basketball, you're probably going to get a discount, but we're going to talk about it real quick. My man Isaac, he is the director of Operations Africa, and that is RocNation. If you think he hasn't met Jay-Z, he's met Jay-Z, talked business with Jay-Z, and the next time we do the break, we're going to be in New York, Rockefeller.
40-40 Club. 40-40 Club.
Yeah. Don't say Rockefeller. Don't say Rockefeller.
You don't say Rockefeller?
RocNation.
Okay, I'm old school like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's going to be beautiful. But as per the tradition, thank you to RocNation for bringing us the very first Ace of Spades.
Premier.
Yeah, and that's not for show. We're going to pop it right now. And hey, without wasting any time,
There's slightly
I've got one girl. Pop it, and you better be in there so they know we are popping this thing and drinking it right here, right now. Hey, come back closer. Pop it in TV. Hey, let's see her pop it real quick. Courtesy of RocNation. Isaac, thank you very much for coming out to the show, my man.
Absolutely.
This is a true blessing.
It's actually, this is a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood.
Right. And we talked about it a couple years ago.
It's not even since 2013, since I first came in South Africa and beyond. This is a brotherhood. We're here where we are, but we're not standing still. We have a direction. We have goals and objectives that are going to be met without any hurdles. Because if you're a hurdle, we're going to knock you down.
Come on now. Come on now.
That's right. Explain
Come on now.
She's scared about the fact that she wasted time.
No, you don't have to.
That's about $100 spilled right there.
Everybody knows Ace of Spades. That's the way to pop it.
That's the only way.
That's the way to pop it.
That's the way.
Ace of Spades, that's what we do, baby. You know what I mean? Make sure that you pour each and every one of us a little sip so we can celebrate this amazing, amazing partnership. And you know, Isaac, back in the day, man, you know, I think it was 3-4 years ago, we sat down, we talked about what it is that we need to do in South Africa, about basketball, about all the things that we do, you know, how we build this thing, brick by brick, you know? And I know you are on Facebook talking about this thing all the time, and right now we're here talking about the break, building basketball brick by brick. What do you have to say about that?
Let me first say congratulations to everybody, but it's not a congratulations to say you've made it. When you're on a highway and you see a sign to Santon, you don't stop there and say, hey, I'm in Santon.
That's real.
It's just a sign. It's pointing you to a destination. You don't just stop there. This is a sign taking us to better promises and a better existence for basketball, because basketball has not had a great existence. And I want to congratulate you three pioneers.
And the production team.
The sheriff. How you guys have been you've been chess players. You've been thinking ahead. And you're not even ahead of time. You're in time.
It's real.
And I want to thank you guys because we've needed this. You're a breath of fresh air for people who have lost a bit of oxygen in breathing. You're a breath of fresh air, and I want to thank you and congratulate you.
My man. Now that was amazing. Thank you very much.
That was really that's
how
you want to distribute these.
But also, we're here because of this gentleman. He saw the vision.
100%.
And I think I want him to say 1 or 2 words
100%.
right next to you. Why did you choose, or not even choose, why did this make sense for the Catalyst for us to be here?
Well, first of all, because I'm a basketball fan.
Well.
I kind of play ball myself. myself, but I sucked. You only realize you suck when you get older, right? You're younger doing it for the girls, but it was quite cool. But when I met him, he just sort of pitched it real quick about what it's about and the type of people that are on the
In 5 minutes, it was like, let's do this.
It was literally a 5-minute conversation, and then we just decided, okay, we're gonna partner for now and see where this takes us, and here we are. And so thank you to you guys for bringing this show to Catalyst. We're 4 months old, so it's good to have you guys here. You're sort of like the first thing we've done production level. So yeah.
New everything.
Knew everything.
Knew everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this right here is the perfect time to toast because everything is new, everything is fresh. The BAL is coming, BAL qualifiers, or not, BAL qualifiers coming to town, and I think the whole thing about what it is that we're making a big noise about is so that we can actually eventually host the actual tournament. Because right now Rwanda is hosting it, and from the talks that I've had, last year Rwanda made $500 million just from people coming out.
A little more.
It's like a little more? $500 million was, okay, maybe I gotta get those stats right. Mr. Stats, you need to help me with this.
I don't have the stats.
Economic stats.
I wish I had them.
But imagine if we were hosting it. I mean, obviously, this place will be full of basketball fans because this is what we're going to be pushing. And we want this thing to be a regular. If you're a basketball fan, you're listening to this show, you need to come out to the Catalyst, you need to live, you need to stay here, you need to support the brands that support you. And the fact that we here, this will be my first time tasting Ace of Space, by the way, even touching the bottle.
Don't worry about it from now on.
Yeah.
From now on. The bricks?
That's the thing with it.
The bricks?
That's the thing with it.
Ace of Spades.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
To the brick.
To the brick. Unfortunately, production doesn't get to taste it, but
Wow.
thank you very much, man. It's been amazing. Robert, whenever you want to have this conversation, you must come out here, we must sit you down, you must tell us what it is that you love about basketball and what brick you can bring to this show.
He's already brought a brick.
He's already brought a brick that he loves.
I'll come feature one of your shows and we can speak a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Nice meeting you,
Yes,
gentlemen.
thank you for hosting us.
Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you, gents.
Of course.
Cheers, man.
There's Robinho.
Right. That was tradition. That's what we're supposed to do as part of the break. But now we're going to get right into it. My man, I know you played ball. I know you had some nice little moves inside. So tell us about where you're from, why basketball, where you at with basketball before we get into the RocNation world.
Absolutely. First of all, everybody that's watching, it's a pleasure, and thank you for tuning in. So my history is I'm 1 out of 10. So I have a whole basketball family. Everybody played ball. You can hear my accent. You're like, oh my God, I have an African last name, but an American accent. Okay, that's what you call product placement.
My man understands.
Gotta do it.
So you hear I have an accent. My family is originally from East Africa, Uganda and Rwanda, and my whole life raised in the United States in Boston. Gotta represent 617 B-Town. That's how to fill up RocNation, obviously. So I grew up in a family environment, basketball environment, and that has been my life. My sister, my oldest sister is one that taught me basketball. And when I thought I was nice, she'll come beat me down outside and I'll cry in rainy water. And I'll be like, dang, I wish I was good, because she'll get picked over me with the guys. You know what I mean? My oldest sister. And so, well, no, she's nice. Oh, she's nice. She taught me the crossover. She taught me everything. You know what I mean? And sometimes she tries to expose me on social media and be like, yo, I taught you everything about basketball. Why you ain't telling everybody that?
That's not
It's a
sibling
good
love.
time to do it right now.
Yeah,
Sibling
so
love right
I'll
there.
send her this clip.
absolutely. So basketball has always been a gateway to not only get out the community that consists of drugs, violence, jail, alcohol abuse, everything you name it, the social ills that mess up a lot of our communities.
Take that thing away.
Not only in the U.S. but also in South Africa. So it has always been a gateway for us to probably achieve a free education or the bag, in other words, to get the bag, you know. And so we use basketball as that way. And I was fortunate enough to use it as a way to create great relationships, such as this. And that journey took me down here to South Africa, And that journey happened because of one person and one person only, that's Quinton. And also Mpumi, I gotta give a shout out to Mpumi as well. So I've always had women attributes contribute to my basketball growth and my journey in life. So there's one can't go without the other. And I gotta thank both Quinton and Mpumi for bringing me out to South Africa, playing for, of course, Polokwane Trailblazers, the best team, the team that pretty much Damien started almost everything after the PBL and so forth, and you know that started in terms of the branding and introducing foreign players to come in that had amplification, because I came from Big Brother Africa, and Quinton was like, listen man, let's change our reality here in South Africa when it comes to basketball. And I was like, listen, I don't even care, y'all don't even gotta pay me, I'm gonna do this pro bono, I'm gonna play for you because I love your vision, I love your goals and objectives, and I love creating an impact into a society that needs it.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm over here,
This
man.
was like, it was like a whole big break. But man,
Absolutely.
I think I've seen your passion exude in some of the comments and the discussions that are happening on social media. And the passion to see basketball grow lives in you. And I think it's something that I've seen with a couple guys that are around us here now, and many other people. I mean, what do you think about basketball in South Africa? In terms of
A little louder. Everybody gotta hear you. Gotta go a little louder.
Right. What do you think? You heard me, Brad? I
hear
said, what do you think
Preach.
of basketball in South Africa in terms of the potential? Because we nowhere close to potential. And the thing that pisses me off about this whole thing is we keep talking about potential. I can't remember the last time I said basketball is amazing. I mean, that was when I was playing in the 90s, and basketball was amazing. You had like, Nando's tournament, 3-on-3 tournament, 3-on-3 back then.
And we're doing free brand plugs here. Telcom
It was this, it was Telcom.
It was EPSA before it was EPSA, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Highlighted them, yeah.
So why do you still have this belief that maybe there's something here?
So I want to tackle something real quick. Quinton just said he doesn't like that word potential. But you have to understand, we at RocNation, we have a slogan, greatness is a process. If you don't like potential, you don't like process. Everything has to have a process.
see, I would have come in because they
Hey, hold on. That's not your time. The process.
You gotta like process. And South Africa has a one-up in that process compared to the continent.
Facts.
Infrastructure.
Facts.
You have infrastructure and you have corporate support when there's good governance.
We talked about governance earlier.
that caveat is a big one.
You have corporate support when there's good governance.
Preach.
A lot of other countries in Africa don't have corporate support, but have, I won't say good governance, but better governance.
Absolute. Preach.
So South Africa has a great facility. You have a court almost everywhere, but in South Africa, the courts are hidden. It's like a secret society. Basketball courts are like a secret society. And if you're not signed up to that secret society, you're not tapping into it. So when you have that kind of aspect here in South Africa, and you have all the biggest corporate companies that have all the dollars, the rand is not as powerful as some other countries, but the rand can dictate how other countries manifest their dollar.
That's right.
Or their rand.
That's right.
That's the reason. That's the reason why you have Santon where we are right now.
In the rim, Santon.
On the rim. On the rim. The rim. Of Santon.
Catalyst.
Where they can dictate a lot when it comes to sports. You know, South Africa has the potential to be like the United States in terms of sports, especially basketball. Let me say that again, because I don't know if y'all heard me.
Come on, man.
South Africa has the potential and the reality to compete like the United States.
It's in the process.
You have rugby players who are 14 years old, 6'8", 6'9".
Of course.
110 kgs.
We ain't even looking at water
Power
polo
forward
yet.
what?
And legs.
For
And legs the size of both of my little skinny legs.
Facts.
They don't miss leg day.
They don't miss like that. But because of how the system is here, they're forced to go play rugby.
Yes, that's right.
But if you go to every school, you ask kids, what's your favorite
What you
sport?
wanna play?
They'll say basketball. They'll say basketball.
Let them know.
The genetic pool here is fantastic. I know there's some people that are short, but are skilled. And then you have some people like Moose, who are 6'9", could be a guard, could be whatever they want to be, and compete with anybody in the world.
Just need a good coach.
It's
Just good coaching.
No, it's not even, it's good coaching is fine. You can have a good coach, but you gotta want it. Yep.
Come on, man.
You gotta want it.
Come on, man.
If you have a degree of complacency, nah, I'm good, I love it, I wanna be let me first start Wembley All-Star, let me start Pool Court All-Star,
That's fact.
let me start with Mumbalodi Tournament All-Star, Easter Tournament All-Star.
Yeah.
If that's what you're happy with, that's where you're gonna be. But if you want to follow and submit to the process of greatness, you know that now, fam.
You have to dig
I want
deep.
more. I gotta go deep.
fair.
I want more.
fair.
South Africa can't hold me.
fair.
I want more.
So let's talk about RocNation, and let's talk about
Wow. But that was
You're involved.
next level preaching right there.
you're involved with a lot of sports. You get to see
Absolutely.
governance and procedure and process
Absolutely.
and the way that they even develop, nurture, procure. So I'm talking about from development through to governance, through to the way the sport is administrated, the way that it's marketed. What would it take for interest from, because you mentioned it earlier, so it's definitely governance, but what would it take right now for us to secure a sponsor as in the basketball community for either a team like the Tigers or the Josie Nuggets or the Igoli Magic, for argument's sake, or just Basketball South Africa to get something going?
Beautiful. Let me ask you a question. Would you ever run into a burning house?
No.
If my daughter was there, yeah.
Well, to save my wife, maybe.
No, it's not your house.
Oh, okay.
It's not your house. But would you ever run into a burning house?
If it's my job, no, I'm kidding.
I have to drink to that.
I had a sip too after you said that.
Because
I had to have a
'cause
sip.
absolute.
The reason why I said a burning house is because fire is an agent of purification. The basketball culture here needs to get purified. You can't purify unless something gets burned.
That's right.
We're here in South Africa, the land of minerals, the land of gold, diamonds, everything. Look at the purification process of that, which the world marvels at. Basketball here has to get purified.
It's a burning.
So I wouldn't run into a burning house because I know that it has to get purified first. I'm here, I'm watching the purification process, but it has to get purified.
Right.
It has all the potentials. It has the foundation. The foundation's right here. The foundation's right here. The foundation's right here. But it has to still get purified.
Brick by brick.
And that
we go.
purified starts brick by brick. It includes better practice, how to understand the business aspect of the sport. You see, you can't understand the business aspect of the sport from only up top. And nobody else understands the business aspect of the sport. You can't say you want to be a manager of a club, but you don't know how to manage and have your club be self-sustaining. You can't be reaching out begging where you have the most important resource, which is the athletes, which is the players. The reason why the NBA is probably the best governing sporting body is because the players themselves have a voice. And the NBA realizes that without that voice, we will be null and void. when sport bodies and federations understand that, we good to go. The purification process is already there.
The player is the product. If you don't take care of the product, then
absolutely,
you don't have anything.
Imagine having a field of corn, but you never water it or anything, but yet you want to make pop.
It will wither and die.
Popcorn,
It will wither and
corn
die.
corn on the cob, but you don't take care of it.
It will wither and die.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Wow. Man, this is like next level education, higher learning, educational conversation.
These are the sort of conversations.
This is the kind of break that you're bringing here.
Of course, and this is what we want, because along the way we have to have certain reality checks. A burning,
truth be told.
and a burning house is one picture that will definitely stay and say, oh, snap. Let's retract, let's relook, let's unlearn, and let us re-strategize,
That's right.
I love that. I love that.
Man, this is next level conversations, because the truth must be told.
Absolutely.
The truth must be told. It cannot be that we always kind of like dilly-dallying around the reality of our system. The truth must be told. People must put in the work.
Absolutely.
And not only by people putting the work, it has to be people who understand what work needs to be done.
Absolutely.
You need to plan. You need to know. You need to understand. You need to speak to the right people. You need to get engaged. One thing that I've always said, some people have gotten this whole system is to try to do it by themselves. If you close it off, you'll only go this much.
100%.
If you open it up, like the brick, I get calls. Somebody says, "Yeah, get me on the brick." The next time they're on the brick. This is as democratic as it can be. You want to be here, you will be here, as long as you bring in something positive to grow the game.
100%.
And that's what the whole system is about.
100. I can't agree with you anymore. We all see. As much as you hear my American accent and all that, I'm very in tune with my spirituality, my ancestors, and the I won't say Africanacity, but just.
Absolutely. You're gonna. I was about to say that. Absolutely. We gonna talk.
I know that we all have a spiritual umbilical cord connected to one another.
That's right.
He adds value to this wall, brick. He adds value to this, another brick. He adds value, another brick. That's the only way you can create a solid foundation. Everybody's connected to one another. The moment you start doing things by yourself is the moment you start to fail. You lose the principles of yourself. You lose the principles of the nature in which you are created. See, one thing about basketball, you see, basketball teaches life principles.
Facts. Facts on facts.
And it's sad that sometimes the people that are in the administration of basketball never really played. Because they would have known the direction they're going, they either had to pivot or cross over another direction. And that's ball.
And also,
Come on, man.
The most important part,
Preach.
see, the spiritual umbilical cord that he's talking about is also teamwork.
100%.
I can be a standout player. I can hit 13 threes.
And
I can post up. But this has got to be the service of a team structure. The team must understand that this is going to help us win, or we like this to happen. But if the team doesn't like it, or the team doesn't understand, then maybe I should not be a part of that team, or I need to change my mentality around what I'm going to be doing for the team.
100%.
So the team makes that?
Smart.
Dream work, right?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely. And that's the model we use in RocNation.
Yeah.
You'll see on a lot of emails, no matter where you are on the globe, you're always like, oh wow, well done. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
Because his dream is our dream. Your dream is our dream.
And we connect
and
the dots.
That's how you connect the dots.
I hope the Tigers is listening to this right now. Because, I know Roy is mentioning that, and everybody better believe that.
No, 100%. 100%.
So tell them about RocNation, man. How did you come about? How did that happen? And first of all, tell me what RocNation is about. Then we can talk about how that came about. That dream, was that a dream for you, or it just happened?
It's so funny. I'm a Jay-Z. I'm a Jay-Z fan.
Come on now.
But
That's right.
even though he's my boss, even though he's my boss, I'm not really supposed to say that. He's not my boss, but he's my colleague and family member. But it's so funny. Throughout my whole life, I always idolized his tenacity, his hustle, and him crossing over and pivoting and doing a up and under and Euro step into the corporate world from music. I've always idolized that and was like, wow, yo, I would love to be like that from a basketball perspective. And it just so happened that I've always been involved in trying to create my own brand and, you know, LK4 and all that stuff to try to get at least build my brand. And I did it with just the limited knowledge I know about brand building.
And tell them about the fact that Jay-Z also bought some shares in one of the NBA teams, New Jersey Nets. Yeah, just so that they know. This that we're talking about goes all the way to the top in terms of love basketball, right?
Oh no, but in the States, everybody knows, like, you can't rap, and basketball is one of the same. Because of the fact, it's a culture, it's a lifestyle.
I know that.
It's a, you know, like a lot of, you know, so funny, a lot of musicians want to be ball players, and a lot of ball players want to be musicians. You know, like I sometimes I think I can rap.
Don't.
I won't do that. I won't do that. Like,
Not on this show. Yeah, maybe Damien.
Maybe Shell Road to Fame or something.
But the synergy has always been there.
Facts.
The synergy has always been there.
Facts.
And so just fast forward in my life and my growing and my experiences, I ended up being an intern at Global Citizens. And at that time, I already was understanding the market here in South Africa. Oh, I got you. Come on now. I got you. Come on now.
I just thought, you know, wow.
I'm not a waiter though, but
I just thought, you know,
we're global citizens.
No, yeah, that's what he was doing. He was serving as he was being a global citizen. Thank you so much, sir. I'm gonna get one. Oh, you gonna do another one?
All right, let me do it right, like a waiter now. Now I'm gonna do it like a waiter.
Ace of Space, ladies and gentlemen, it's part of the break show today.
100%.
Featuring. Oh,
Yeah, brother, don't go.
Check it out down.
That is hilarious. Juicy money.
You gotta love what you do in life.
Of course.
If you're not loving what you do every day, there's something wrong with your life. Because this right here for me, man, it's just, I can do this for free forever. But you better pay soon.
So, you know, when you do what you do and you do what you love, as it says in scriptures, seek ye first the kingdom that's within yourself.
That's right.
I don't even have to go into that word, whether Allah, whether God, or whatever. But all riches shall be added unto you. When you do what you love and you're doing it with the purest of your heart, everything will follow you. You ain't got to worry about it. You know, and struggle is ordained.
Yes, sir.
You know, and some people don't understand that purification process that's needed in basketball. You know,
Come on now.
Yeah.
So,
Come on now. Preach that.
So
So we're going to go back to the global citizen.
Yeah, global citizen. That's what
so during Global Citizens, I said, you know, let me take this opportunity to sit down with our owner, DJ and Beyonce, and like, you know, South Africa is a great market, and it has probably some of the best potential from not only the music standpoint that's given, but also on the sports aspect. And as RocNation is growing and stamping its mark and helping inspire, motivate the lives of others and athletes in the world, why not do it also where it's also, I won't say the home of Madiba, but everybody knows South Africa for being a revolutionist country that stood up against apartheid of system of injustice. And in the US, especially the black community, we back that. So I then was like, okay, he was like, I love it. Let me introduce you to our president, Michael Yorba, who's running everything sports related. So I started going back and forth saying, you know, prior to that, you know, preparation prevents poor performance. So prior to that, I already had a whole PowerPoint presentation, pitch, everything. You know, like I already was ready, like, listen, I know what angle to go to, where to go to from. Obviously the #1 sport here in South Africa is football and so forth. And I was like, you know what, it's a no-brainer, what, and so forth. And then you start going through across the continent. I did that. And just fast forward 3 years later, I now became the director of operations for all of Africa, not just here in South Africa, but all of Africa. and I help
Well done.
achieve greatness for other athletes in the community.
So what does RocNation do?
So RocNation is a movement. A lot of people say agency or so. We're a movement. In the traditional sense, we're a career management and philanthropical arm for sports entertainment personalities. So that's what we are, but we're a movement because we have apparel, as you can see. Paper. My wife was supposed to bring my hat, but she didn't. She was busy doing her makeup. She didn't bring my hat, my Paper Planes hat.
Paper hats.
I know, you know what you're doing.
Paper plates.
Wow, this is so nice.
But hold on, what does it say on the side?
What does it say on the side? Which side? This side or that side?
On the side here, right here. Can you read it?
Can you see that?
Hey, man, I'm getting older, man. Like this. I have to.
Greatness is a process.
Greatness is a process. That's right. Greatness is a process.
Greatness is a process.
Land Rover on the other side.
So this is when I say we're
Better recognize.
when I say we're a movement, the reason why we're called Paper Planes is because our owners, it's the FIST, the 5 owners, Jay Brown, Juan Perez, Desiree Perez, Jay-Z, and Ty Ty. And they call it the FIST. So when they were growing up, they used to throw a paper plane in Marcy Projects on the top of the rooftop.
Correct.
And one day they'll get out the hood and they'll be living examples to inspire hope and inspiration in the community. But not just in the community in New York, but all over the world. And that's the reason why Paper Planes is
the story of where it started.
which obviously was started and sparked by Emery Jones. Shout out to you, Emery, my guy. You know what I mean? So that is RocNation, and we're not trying to be the biggest agency. No, it's not about that. It's quality. We're a small boutique family. We're a small boutique movement. Those that want greatness and align with our goals and objectives, and have, like, for instance, case in point, Sia Khaleesi, who's come from nothing, a guy that was playing rugby with no shoes, to now the most influential person in rugby, over CEOs, over executives, everything. When you follow that journey and you want greatness for yourself, because you know it's not for yourself, it's for your community you grew up with, those who look up to you, black, white, Chinese, Asian, doesn't matter where you're from. When you want greatness and you know that through submitting to that process, you can accomplish anything, then that's RocNation.
So let's talk about that. And I know you guys got a lot of questions, but I wanna ask you that. Right? So tell me, who are you representing in terms of South African rock? And maybe. So don't worry about the noise at the back. This is a lifestyle show, so the bar is doing some things.
We're at the cashew.
And it's okay. Don't worry about that. It's okay. So don't say, oh, that show it's a little noisy. No, it's supposed to be like this. So I was about to ask you a question now. It's who are the personalities you signed?
So I'll do in order. We started with Sia Khaleesi, the Sia Khaleesi.
Obvious.
My captain.
Yeah.
Ches and Kobe.
Yep.
Tendai Mutwarira.
Yep. The Beast.
The Beast.
The Beast.
We then went to, let me just do all the athletes first. Then we went to Apalele Fasi, Spoon Kosi.
This is a lot of rugby. That's what you got to know.
Spoon
Yeah,
Kosi.
I think that's a good point. Because
No, for now.
I'll go into why.
No, what I'm saying is people must just understand that we're not mentioning names you know in case you don't watch rugby like me. This is rugby players. I've heard of some of these names. I'm not a big rugby player or rugby fan. I'm a basketball through and through. I watch, play, and only watch basketball. But anyway, let's go.
Bongi Somi, the netball.
Netball captain.
Oh, there you go.
Then we
Keep
went.
saying that.
Then we have a few other announcements that's going to happen before Christmas, which you'll see. Then we went into sporting bodies and clubs who are our consulting and commercial pin partners. Mamelodi Sundowns, the Mamelodi Sundowns.
African champions.
African champions.
Multiple
Owned by the billionaire Patrice Motsepe, if you don't know.
Who has a great relationship with RocNation, hence Global Citizens. But if you can't connect the dots, I'll do it for you. And the Durban South Sea Sharks.
Facts.
Right.
And we have another announcement. We're getting involved in another federation to change the reality. And those are our partners.
And in the entertainment world, any potentials or people that you think,
I'm actually
interested?
I actually have somebody waiting for me right now, but I can't really say it.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Are you
In
guys
hip-hop?
intending to maybe
Absolutely.
sign?
My goal is to bring Amapiano to the world.
Oh. Hello, I'm a
Are you looking to sign a PowerPoint forward guard with a beard? Because I know that's the question that's coming from that side.
Well, of course. Well, the thing is, he has an agent, so I can't sign him.
Just before he even asked, I just wanted to get it out of the way.
I don't want to be
Thanks,
approaching. I don't want to be approaching.
Rest of Africa?
There is. Well, so we have Precious Achoué. We have Alfarouk Aminu. We have African basketball talent. And we have a few others. Obviously, we have those that are connected to the continent. Imani Bates right now,
And he's hot.
And he's hot. Yeah, we're about to make him harder. But our goals and objectives is, of course, to not take the talent here, but enrich the talent here. We have a great relationship with NBA Africa and the Basketball African League, which, knock on wood, though I don't really, believe in that, but knock on wood, you'll see some of the great relationships that's going to come from that. So the continent has always been a focal point to our owners. We're excited to see the massive potential and what's going to happen.
So there was once conversation or maybe curiosity that some of the athletes that are being signed up might just be past their prime. What do you have to say with that?
No, there's no. You see, the bad thing is athletes, whether basketball, rugby, cricket, when you say I'm past my prime, you don't understand what sports is about. Can you say that Michael Jordan is past his prime?
I was about to say exactly
Still that product. All right.
Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan because after playing the game, he reached another level of his prime.
Continuity.
That's what athletes have to understand, that, yeah, you can stop playing on the court or on the pitch, but your journey and your legacy continues. And if you don't solidify that journey and that foundation, then you're going to be begging for TV shows to try to help make you be a host.
Come on.
And I mean,
Come on.
just to further emphasize, Kobe Bryant's passed on, but his business still make $1 billion, still make $400 million for his family. Is that past his prime? His name still lives, and
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
it's a question of how and when. And
Well, when you understand, you see, sports and basketball is like every other sport, 10% physical and 90% mental and spiritual. When you understand your goals and objectives in life is to create a spiritual and mental impact on the masses, ain't no such thing as death.
That's right.
You think Jerry West is dead? You look at that logo, NBA logo, you see Jerry West every day.
That's right.
Your impact is forever.
I love that.
I think that's perfect.
I love that.
You know what?
We spoil the rest of our show. We want people to watch it
To the end. If you go on like this, I mean, they're probably gonna be like, I know what's going on. Look,
Yeah, it's
I think
been amazing.
Thank you very much for
Appreciate
even blessing us with your presence
Appreciate
here. I mean,
it.
the level of, I'm sure you were coming from the airport on your way
coming
here.
from the airport.
You're busy, man. You're busy.
Yeah.
Man. So,
No, but I can never be busy for you guys because you guys are innovators, pioneers, been there, done that, and I'm standing on your shoulders. because you guys created the platform for me to be where I am in life, and I appreciate you every day. And that's why I bring the drink of champions, because y'all are champions. You guys are champions.
That's how we kill this show. That's how we kill this show. Ladies and gentlemen, my man Isaac, Q, Juice, Cabby, we signing out. Thank you very much. It's been real.
Peace.
We at the Catalyst. You want to check it out, come check it out. Catalyst.co.za. And yeah.
One break at a time.
One break at a time.
break
Thank
at a time.
you very much for coming out.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, y'all.
Cheers,
See you
everybody.
next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.